Creating a baseball lineup. At the conclusion of this course, you will be able to choose starters for a baseball team and arrange those starters into a lineup. Your rich, eccentric Uncle Bob is the owner of the Hometown All-Stars, the local Major League Baseball team. Uncle Bob liked to be a hands-on owner. In addition to owning the team, he managed them as well. Unfortunately, Uncle Bob's yacht has gone missing for weeks in the Bermuda Triangle. As his only living relative, it's now up to you to manage the team before tonight's game. Now, baseball isn't all fun and games. The commissioner of the Baseball League wants to make sure that the situation won't become embarrassing for baseball. He's going to be watching to see how you can do as a manager. If you don't do well, he has the power to take over the team and appoint his own manager. The commissioner is a bit suspicious of you becoming the manager and needs to be convinced. Do you know baseball? Take this quiz to find out where you stand. Alright, so you have a good understanding of the basics of baseball then. Let's look at the most important things you'll need to do as the new manager. The first job you have is to choose your starters for the game. These are the players that will begin the game and will play the most. Your second job is to build a lineup, also called a batting order. This means that you'll take the starters that you've chosen and decide what sequence they will bat in. Both of these tasks will require you to examine statistics. Let's learn more about those on the next slide. Baseball is a game of stats. Over the course of a baseball season, your players will accumulate statistics in several categories. These stats can help you in many different ways to compare players to each other. Click Next to get an explanation for some of the stats you'll be using. As the new manager, before every game you need to choose one player for each position. These players will be your starters. They're called that because they start the game playing out for you. The remaining players might come into the game later as replacements, but for now they're left on the bench. You will select your starters by looking at their stats and selecting who has the most at-bats for that position. The next slide has a warm-up exercise to get you some real practice before you have to do it in a real game situation. How did you do? Remember to look at the number of at-bats to pick your starters. Okay, after you've decided who your starters are, it's on to the lineup. The lineup is probably the most important decision that you'll make as a manager. This is what your lineup will end up looking like. Now it takes more than just choosing the names of your starters randomly and writing them in. A key point to remember is that the players at the beginning of your lineup will get more chances to hit, so they will tend to be your better hitters. Your strategy will be to put your players with the higher on-base percentages near the top and the lowest near the bottom. There will also need to be some consideration for how powerful the players are too, so you need to look at home runs and slugging percentages. Let's take a deeper look. Click on the statistics chart at each step. You'll be able to see how building a lineup breaks down into easy steps. Here's what you'll do to fill out the lineup. The first thing is to look at everyone's on-base percentage, or OBP. Find the highest three numbers. You'll put the highest at the number 1 spot, the leadoff spot. Then, the second highest at number 4, and the third highest at number 2. Next, look at who you have remaining. Find the hitter with the most home runs, HRs, and put him at number 3. Then, look at who's remaining. Find the hitter with the highest slugging, SLG, and put him at the number 5 spot. Finally, take the last 3 hitters and put them at number 6, number 7, and number 8 in descending order of batting average, AVG. Remember the things you just learned. Setting your lineup will give you the best chance possible to score as many runs as you can. You can't control certain things such as players dropping balls or making base running mistakes, but you can put your best players in the position to succeed as often as possible. If you don't pay attention to your lineup, you're counting on luck instead of strategy and skill. So again, to review, the first thing is to look at everyone's on-base percentage, or OBP. Find the highest 3 numbers, put the highest at number 1, the leadoff spot, the second highest at number 4, and the third highest at number 2. Then look at who's left, find the hitter with the most home runs and put him at number 3. After that, find the remaining hitter with the highest slugging, SLG, and put him in the 5 spot. Then look at the last 3 players that you have and put them at number 6, number 7, and number 8 in descending order of batting average. Are you ready for another warm-up? Let's give it a try to see how you do before tonight's game. How did you do? Just remember that practice makes perfect. That's why you have your players practice before games, right? Okay, now we're getting close to game time, so it's time to put your skills to the test. You will have two tasks to complete. First, you'll need to pick your starters, and second, you'll need to set your lineup. Good luck. We'll see how you did after the game. How did Congratulations! The Commissioner is confident in your knowledge and ability to lead the All-Stars. Well done, Skipper. Well, you did okay.